Hey guys, it's Scott with House in Progress. Today we're going to be showing you how to drain a hot water heater. This is something you should do every 1 to 3 years. Reason for that is the minerals in the water are going to break down and leave sediment in the bottom of your hot water heater. Over time this will lead to an inefficient water heater and can even lead to earlier failure of it. So let's get started. 1 out of 5 on our difficulty scale. Super quick process. Let's do it. So the supplies for this project are pretty easy. We got a garden hose and then we got a 5-gallon bucket. You may or may not need this bucket. I'll show you why in a minute. All right, so the first step here is going to be shutting off the cold water that comes into the water heater. If you're unsure of which one it is, just feel your pipes and whichever one the warm one is, that's the one that's going out, and the cold one's going to be the one coming in. So I'm just going to shut off this valve right here. That'll prevent water from flowing in while we do the rest of the project. So then you want to find a faucet, preferably above the height of your water heater if possible, and just open your hot water, leave that open. So it's very important that we shut off the gas into our water heater. We're just going to turn it down to the pilot position and that will accomplish that. If you have an electric water heater, you're going to want to flip the breaker. That's very important. You will damage your water heater if you leave that turned on. So on the bottom of your water heater here, you should have a drain. And so we're just going to screw our hose right onto that drain. So earlier I said you might need this bucket. The only reason you would need a bucket is if you don't have a drain plug like this, or if you can't route your water out into the street or something like that. So in my case, I'm in a basement, but I do have a drain plug here. If you have the gallon bucket, you're going to be making a lot of trips up and down until your water heater is completely empty. So keep that in mind. So I'm just going to stick my hose right into the hole here. I'm ready to go. All right, so I've got my hose screwed in. As you can see, my valve here is just in line with this. You're likely going to have a screw valve on the top. In that case, you're just going to go counterclockwise to open it up. From this point on, be extremely careful. This water is extremely hot and you don't want to get burned. So just going to open it up and we're going to let it start draining through our hose. While you're doing this draining process, it's not a bad idea to check your pressure relief valve. That's what this is right here. It's got this little latch that will lift up and you can hear there's air blowing through it right now. That's a good sign. That means it's opening up because there was pressure inside the tank. If you don't get that kind of feedback, it might be time to call a plumber and have him take a look because that might be clogged up with sediment or something else might be going on there, and that's a bad thing to have happen. So we're down to about a trickle of water now and the water's coming out clear. So what we want to do is just toggle our cold water on and off a couple times just to try and loosen up maybe some of that sediment that might be stuck in the bottom here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. So once you feel like the water's at a good level, we're just going to go ahead and close everything back up and remove our hose. Okay, with the valve closed up, we've still got our faucet open upstairs, and now we're going to refill our tank with cold water again. So just turn on your cold water valve, let that fill up. All right, so we've got a steady flow of water now, so we're gonna go ahead and shut this off. All right, so the last step here, pretty straightforward. We're just gonna be turning our gas back to the hot position. And if you've got an electric water heater, you're gonna go ahead and wanna flip your breaker back on as well. So that process kind of drained on a little bit, but now it's nice and clean. Hopefully we got all the sediment out of there. It'll take a little while for the water heater to heat back up again, but we got that clean and we're good for another 1 to 3 years. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time. 2 out of 5, just because we're dealing with a little bit of hot water here. Why would that make it more difficult? In my case, it's just the valve right up here. I don't know about you, but that process really drained on for us, but it is nice and clean now.